I think this show is significant because though I've shown in India, it's always been single projects of work, and this is the first time it's eight different bodies of work shown together, and it shows, I think, the span and breadth of my work. It's called Memories of India, where I photograph the smells, the sounds, the gestures that remind me of my home culture. And I did that for nearly 20 years. And so a number of those pieces are in the show, along with a very personal project, which is a small handmade book that I made for the 20th death anniversary of my father. My father died from complications connected to smoking. So the book is presented in a small Chesterfield cigarette box, and the cover of it is coated with paper made from tobacco leaves. So it's a very sensory experience of opening and going through the book.
Father's death, she just wrote his death date and how old he was, and he was only 47 years old. And then she did title it Fabricated Memories, and the rest are images with small little text, very like brief little kind of touchstones on some of the images, but they don't really tell the story. The images tell the story. And I think what's interesting, this is a really good example. This is a picture of Annu skating, and this is an insert that she put of her father looking at her. And so it's also a way of kind of recording his presence in her life.
So the virtual immigrant, the body of work started because when I became an American citizen, I was given a booklet and I was told I'm not a hyphenated anything. I'm just an American, and I couldn't imagine giving up, the cultural background that I come from. And I thought it was kind of interesting that call center workers in India become American for the American workday, but then go back to being Indian. And so I interviewed and photographed a number of them. And it just so happened that they would always stand in this. I would ask them to wear clothing that was typical for what they wore for work, and clothes they would wear for a formal occasion. And it ended up being more Western and Indian. And invariably, when I took the photograph of them, they would always stand in the same pose. And so I used a process called the lenticular print, which is a print where from one angle you see one image and from another angle you see a different image. And I made these life size. And so the viewer has to go back and forth as they look at the two images and listen to the audio about the pluses and minuses of these call center workers' experience working in a global setting.